We're all color coordinated today. Two big school districts are coming together to meet today. Joining us this morning to tell us about the purpose of the meeting, Superintendent of San Diego Unified, Cindy Martin, and the Chancellor of the San Diego Community College District, Dr. Constance Carroll. Good morning to the two of you.
Good morning.
This isn't a special meeting. It is an annual meeting, correct?
Yes.
So, Cindy, tell us, first of all, this wonderful coordination between these two units.
This is a yearly opportunity for both elected boards to come together and have a joint board meeting. Dr. Carroll has her joint board meetings. We have our board, she has her regular board meetings. We have our board meetings. But to have a joint board meeting of the elected officials of both agencies serving over 230,000 students to talk about our shared goals, our commitments, and what are the deliverables that we're being able to put into place for our students to be able to reach their dreams. And we believe quality neighborhood schools start right with the K-12 system and go right into the community college system. And there's such joint work that we can do together. And Dr. Carroll and I are partners.
Doctor, talk about some of those shared goals.
Yeah, well, first of all, we are a pathway program. We encourage students to graduate from San Diego Unified School District, come to our community colleges, and either then go to work for a good job or go to transfer to UCSD or San Diego State. But they do so in a coordinated effort that our two organizations put together. We have a number of goals. One of the goals is preparing students early. We have what's called a dual enrollment program where students already in high school can take classes, college classes, at the same time that they continue their high school preparation. That gives them a head start on college, gives them greater preparation. We have now about, I'd say, just under 3,000 students at San Diego Unified who are in that program. We also have our Promise program where if they are going to be full-time and have good grades, they can come to our colleges free of charge, and not only free of charge, they can receive money toward their textbooks, which is a high expense. So this is all about partnerships, working together for the development of young people.
I would think, Cindy, at your level, in the grades level, that's got to build a whole lot of excitement for these kids in high school that they know, A, that they can take classes and brings a certain maturity to them, and B, that they can do it for free if they play their cards right.
Exactly. We start at preschool building students to be self-guided, self-directed, independent learners who understand that they have a contribution to make when they become adults, and they want to make a contribution in their community with their own particular strengths, interests, and gifts. And we work on unlocking the genius so kids actually know who they want to be in the world, what they want to do, how they want to contribute, and the pathway for them is clearly set because of this partnership. Almost 3,000 more students have dual enrollment in 2015-16 school year. It's a 25% increase because of this partnership. And now you get dual enrollment, so you get to take your college classes while you're still in high school, and then when you're done with high school, your college is paid for, and because of this Promise program and the leadership and partnership we have here, our kids are being able to
And you know, people say that all kids are not going to go to college. Well, that's not true. Because if they want to get a good job, go to work in the biotech industry or any of the service industries in San Diego, they need some college preparation. Perhaps a year, maybe 2 years, not necessarily a bachelor's degree, but all roads lead to college at some point if you want to have gainful employment and become a good, responsible taxpayer in San Diego. So this kind of pathway, this kind of partnership, absolutely.
Expansion of these programs, is that what this meeting's sort of about as well? Will you talk about growing this? Yes,
the meeting's about two things. The first is accountability. The two boards will want to know what happened with our goals and objectives last year. What have you accomplished? Second, they'll want to know what challenges did you face and what challenges lie ahead. And third, where are we going in the future, including what legislation we want to support to strengthen this kind of partnership. So it's a real meeting. It's not window dressing. It's a good planning session between the two elected boards.
Superintendent Martin, I'd be remiss not to ask you about what's going on currently with your district, and of course we're out at Ellen Browning Scripps Elementary right now. Ed's out there. They're holding a demonstration over all of these cuts and arts and music and the different varieties, and the teachers that have to go through this every year. One of the questions that's being asked out there, and there's no real answer at this point, why do we have to go through this every year? What are the teachers that are getting these pink slips in March have to go through this every year? Is there not a better way to do this?
Well, it's not every year. year, but I've been
yeah,
here.
You're right. I'm sorry.
I've been here a couple of times to talk about the $124 million deficit. That's a long-standing structural deficit that we're taking care of, and we're making sure that next year, I want parents to know, because we know parents are very concerned when they see this kind of information in news. I want parents to know we didn't increase our class sizes. Core programs next year are really important. That kids are going to have a great experience. We have to remember we're spending still $1 billion next year on quality public education, and we had to reduce in $24.4 million. We started back in December talking about that this was something we would be doing this year to address a long-standing structural deficit, because frankly San Diego and our students and our community deserves long-term fiscal stability for our district, and this is something that we're taking care of this year. And there were tough decisions, but we wanted to protect the core, protect the classroom, make sure kids were in small class sizes next year, and we can continue to deliver these great programs that are getting results for our kids.
What's the next step here for you with this involved?
We're in the process. The March 15th notice went out. That gives people plenty of time. We had statutory requirements about noticing people and letting folks know what we were planning to do next year.
Are you afraid that you might lose some good teachers that might go find something else, and yet they might be saved by the budget?
Well, certainly when you make budget reductions, you have to have some people leave the system, and that is always heartbreaking. Look, I was a teacher. I was in the classroom for 17 years. I was at a school site as a principal for 10 years. We know it's difficult when people need to transition. Let's not forget our board did vote to implement an early retirement program, and we are right in the middle of that. The deadline for the early retirement program is coming up. We don't know how many people will choose an early retirement package, and that will very much change what this current picture looks like. That will have some implications, but overall we do need to make these reductions for long-term fiscal stability. It's important for our school district to thrive and for years to come.
Superintendent, thank you very much. Doctor, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you both coming on, and good luck in this annual meeting coming up.
Absolutely.
Thank you.